by Mr. Goins. Do I have a second?
I don't want a second.
All right.
I would accept the substance.
At this time, I transfer to Mr. Goins. Mr. Marshall, I'm sorry. Mr. Lawson, I'll second the motion. Call the vote.
Okay, it's been motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? That's like motion carries.
Thank you. Is there anything else?
What I am going to ask for, if the young lady you spoke to, Mr. Gist, has this information, I've heard through you that, and the mayor, I guess it was, said he's gotten a couple opinions. Why don't we get those opinions in writing where she confirmed that? And I think all this would be put to bed if you get that in writing, and if the opinions that were requested, you're not saying what I'm about to say. You can tell me what I'm saying now.
I know it.
Harry, let Mr. President speak. I'll recognize you when he gets through.
And I'm saying a congenial way. Harry pushes everybody. I'm not fussy.
That's how Harry operates.
But if you have information, if it matches the concerns that have been expressed by the two legal minds, I'm not a legal mind. We have two guys that have Juris Doctorates, and if the questions are the same that he's asked, that they're asking, then this is a moot issue.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lawson. Let me get Mr. Harris Silver real quick. Mr. Silver, you got the floor.
I'm really I really essentially echoed what he just said, that quite frankly, if we get this documentation, it'll render everything moot, and we don't have to go worry about it.
If we get that, and I'm surprised he's here without the document. Go ahead, Mr. Hobbs.
I was president at the time when I did act. I was the one that asked Trey to look into it because it did come up 3 years ago, and we did look. He did do the telephone conversation, and he rendered just what he said. So, you know, we kind of reinvented the wheel, but we didn't have it in writing. But it did come up 3 years ago, back when the mayor opted out of the case in February. Okay, and that's when I asked Trey to get an opinion from the ethics board, because I was the president at the time.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hobbs. Mr. Goins?
Just a notion, Mr. Lawler, it's funny how all the reports and everything else are put in writing, but something as serious as this can't be put in writing.
You want to say something about that, Mr. Gist?
Mr. Larvadane, we routinely contact the ethics board and speak with staff attorneys. I believe Ms. Allen at the time indicated to us there was no basis to issue an opinion because there was nothing wrong, no violation of any ethical law or code of ethics that existed. I'm not sure if Mr. Hobbs participated in the phone call or not. There have been occasions when different council members have spoken with Ms. Allen and I on an informal basis. We do it all the time to avoid the appearance of impropriety. And other than that, we can request an opinion if that's what the council wants to do.
I got a question, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Mr.
I just wanted Mr. Hobbs to certify, because I do remember it coming up, and it seems as if it comes up stronger and stronger each time. Can you certify that the questions raised here today, Mr. Hobbs, were the questions that were posed by you at that time?
No, the concern came whether, at the time, he had, I guess you would say an ethical problem, being mayor and had represented Mr. Sansing. So that's when I asked Trey to get an ethical opinion on it. I didn't ask him in writing. I just asked him to get it. I didn't ask him how to get it, just to, to get the opinion. So, and then when he came back, I think all the ones who were up here that was there at that time pretty much know the results of what he came back with, Not, Silvers wasn't here and the other, Lavernan and Goins were here.
Thank you, Mr. Hobbs.
I don't know who else remember,
Thank you, Mr. Hobbs, but if you ask for an opinion, you expect to get it in writing. So,
Yeah.
go ahead, Mr. Fowler.
Two things. One, as you proceed with whatever you're doing in this instance, at each juncture that you receive information that concerns this issue, share it with each member of the council. So
I'll be glad to do that.
at the time.
Concur with that.
The second thing is that years ago, when I was originally elected to the council, I was enjoying a contract with the city to print their letterheads, envelopes, and business cards. At the time, I called, I can't remember the gentleman's, Gray Sexton, spoke with him. Told him what the situation was, that I had a contract with the city and was elected. He said, finish the portion of the contract that you're working on now, and then sever the relationship with the city. Now, he didn't give that to me in writing. He told me what to do. I followed his instructions, and I've never had a problem since then with that type of thing. But I would think that this would probably be the same thing, and maybe overkill, I don't know. But he has to have a period of time to end his relationship with his client, to be able to have a continuing representation of his client. So he withdrew timely, and Mr. Hobbs was assured of that in his research by Mr. Gist. I think this is without merit, personally.
There's no such timeline. Once you know that there's a conflict, you have to withdraw. There's no such, the code doesn't say you got to get out within 3 days. Once he became mayor, and he knew he was chief executive officer of the city of Alexandria, he had a client out there, he had to immediately stop at that time. He didn't say, okay, I'm gonna wait a month or two. No, that's unacceptable. Thank you, Mr. Fowler. Any other comments, gentlemen? Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna be asking for some documents, and Mr. Gish, you'll get that to us. And whatever I get, I'll provide to the council in full.
Mr. Larvadane, the protocol of the Board of Ethics is that the public official has to be the one requesting the opinions. It cannot be by the district attorney or the city attorney. It has to be by the elected official.
Okay, we'll do that. But I'm going to probably sending out some letters to the administration, trying to get some documents, and I'll provide them to the council when I get that. I'll be asking for some information from Chuck Johnson and Mr. Crutchfield.
Mr. Gist, about how long does it take for an ethics opinion to come back?
Mr. Goins, it can take, and there's no specific time period. I've seen them take what seems like forever. Any of y'all that have ever had to deal with that agency, it tends to be behind because of fiscal problems and administrative problems. I really can't answer that. It's not unusual for it to take several months.
Okay, thank you.
That's mine.
That's it. Any other questions? And Mr. Gist, the mayor was welcome to come, and he's always welcome to be here and address these issues.
All of them. Every other month we get that.
Any other matters coming before legal?
Yeah, every other month I think they submit something.
Any other matter coming before legal? Legal's adjourned.
Okay. Now I call order the personnel